Turning now to Governor Gina Raimondo's State of the State address. In her speech tonight, the governor focused on improving education, spurring economic development, and building more housing.
In addition to listing her goals for 2020, Governor Raimondo touted accomplishments of the past year under her administration. Eyewitness News has team coverage tonight. Politics editor Ted Nesi is standing by with post-speech analysis.
But first, let's send it over to Eyewitness News anchor Caroline Goggin, who's been there for the address, and she joins us now live from the State House. Caroline?
Well, Mike and Shannon, the governor said tonight she has no plans to raise taxes. She wants to continue to cut the car tax and cut taxes for small businesses. But one thing she didn't mention tonight is how exactly she plans to fill the almost $200 million budget deficit.
Our economy is as strong today as it's been in a generation.
Strong, but not enough. That's how Governor Gina Raimondo described the state of Rhode Island in her address Tuesday night. A major focus of that speech, education, especially in light of the recent state takeover of Providence Public Schools.
I also want every Rhode Islander to know that our work in education is absolutely not limited to the city of Providence. We are every bit as focused on improving outcomes for every child in every school district across our state.
In order to do that, the governor is again proposing $30 million to support students and teachers statewide, a more than 50% increase in the number of public pre-K seats. And in terms of higher education, she has proposed making the Promise Scholarship, which offers free tuition at CCRI, permanent.
You know, I love the ideas. All of the initiatives were good ones, but you have to look at where the funding is going to come from and evaluate it on that basis.
One of the governor's proposals that both House Speaker Nicholas Mattiello and Senate President Dominic Ruggerio supported was one to make Rhode Island the first state in the country to be 100% powered by renewable energy by the end of the decade.
Both the Senate and the House has been on the forefront of alternative energy for the past 10 years. We're looking to expand that. I think the governor has a great initiative that she's looking to do.
The House Speaker and Senate President weren't sold on the governor's push for Rhode Island to adopt a line item veto, which would give her the power to veto individual line items in the budget without rejecting the entire document.
We have an excellent budget process. We've been recognized nationally for that. So I always express caution at messing with something that works very well.
And the Senate president also said tonight he's also in support of the governor's proposal to build more housing. But how exactly will the state pay for all of this? We hope to learn more when the governor submits her budget proposal on Thursday. Reporting live inside the State House tonight, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Caroline. And State Representative Blake Philippi delivered the Republican response to the governor's speech tonight. He brought up the need to improve public education in Rhode Island.
Our governor and Secretary of State, who live in Providence, send their children to private schools, as does our Commissioner of Education. In fact, fewer than half of the school-aged children of elected officials in Providence attend traditional public schools.
Representative Philippi went on to say he doesn't fault state leaders for this, but says that choice should be available for parents of students in failing schools.
I'm joined by Eyewitness News politics editor Ted Nesi in studio. Ted was at the State House for the governor's sixth speech. What was the reaction of the crowd?
Well, you know, Mike, I think a lot of times these big speeches, there's a lot of applause lines. You know, most of the lawmakers are for more money for education, for investing in job training, things like that. But the number one thing some of the lawmakers said to me as they walked by me, as they were walking out, they said, Ted, I don't know where she's getting the money for all this, right? We already have a projected roughly $200 million deficit coming. Thursday, she needs to break down how she's going to pay for all this.
And some of them say that we have a spending problem. So are we talking about cuts? Or are we talking about more revenue?
I assume, Mike, we're going to see both. I assume, you know, that's one reason most of us expect she will again propose legalizing recreational marijuana. There's some money there, though she says there are other reasons to do that. It looks like she may try again to get more money out of big employers whose employees are on Medicaid. And usually there's small fees and cuts here and cuts there. And so that's why we'll have to look really closely. And that's what we'll be doing on Thursday, poring over how do they make the numbers add up for this budget.
Safe to say that she's had a somewhat strained relationship with the General Assembly and Speaker Nick Mattiello. He's pushing the car tax. She's on board with that. Is that kind of like building a bridge?
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, she was resistant about the car tax. It's very expensive to put the whole cost of everyone's car tax bills onto the state budget, which they're in the process of doing. But that is priority number one for Speaker Mattiello. He credits it with his re-election victory in 2016, which was very narrow. And so I think her mentioning it there and saying she's he's going to stay on board with it is a bit of an olive branch to him, knowing how important that is to him.
And then finally, she talked about affordable housing. The laborers union was probably going to back that deal because if you're talking about affordable housing, you're talking about building new buildings.
Yeah, Mike, I spoke to Commerce Secretary Stephen Pryor on our WPRI.com post show after the speech, and he pointed out, yes, we need more housing because home prices are rising fast in Rhode Island and there needs to be places for workers to live. But he also said that's another round of construction jobs, which has always been a priority for her. The laborers, people in guys in hard hats, they've always been a core part of her base, and I think she's still keeping an eye on them.
All right, Ted, thank you very much.